Most confidence advice online is complete garbage. Affirmations don't work, positive thinking doesn't work, and the most confident people don't rely on any of that. Instead, they're doing something nobody talks about. And the strange thing about this is that it's actually very uncomfortable at first. When I was 16 years old, I was a drug-addicted loser, full of self-hatred. My life was in an extremely low place. I had run away from home a few years earlier, and my whole life was a really lonely and sad existence. So confidence was as far away from me as you can imagine. But over the years, I learned something, intuitively, a technique. And this technique changed the way how I talked to myself and how I saw myself. And this technique is what I want to share with you in this video. So let's start here. What is confidence actually? I think confidence is just the way how you talk to yourself and how you see yourself, how you truly see yourself. One big problem of all this self-help confidence advice online is that it's targeting your symptoms instead of the actual core. It makes you appear more confident instead of actually going to the root. You're supposed to fix your body language, talk slower or deeper, move less. Those are only symptoms of your own self-image deep within yourself. A truly confident person does these things automatically because there's a confident identity behind it. Your identity is the deepest core of your system, and that's what we have to address. Okay, so here's the technique. Simply put, it's about doing something very selfless, but tell nobody about it. I know that sounds very simple, but bear with me for a second, because the key factor is that it feels like a sacrifice to you. For example, you protected a person, but therefore you had to let go of something that was very important to you or very desirable for you. It is important that you experience a sting, a pain within yourself, because it is this pain that will then alchemize into deep self-love and self-respect. It's not enough to just donate to some non-profit organization. It's not just being kind. Because this amount you donated, you will probably not miss very much. Or if you just go out and give 10 bucks to a homeless person. Don't get me wrong, those are very noble acts, and if you feel like that's something you want to do, then by all means, please go for it. But those are just very small, it's just a very small experience of that feeling that I'm speaking of here. How I would describe it is like, it is the true meaning of being a good person. Because being a good person is very hard and it sucks sometimes. It means to make the uncomfortable decision that does not look sexy on the outside but is very powerful inside. For me, this is literally what it means to do God's work. To do what's best for the collective, and that will in the end be the best for yourself. And it is just between you and the divine. You help someone because you feel it is your duty to do so. All religions and old ancient texts speak about this. For example, the metaphor in the Bible would be Jesus died for our sins, right? He sacrificed himself for the greater good, because that's what leads to Christ's consciousness. I think it's really important that you don't tell anybody about it, because that would defeat its purpose and it would lose its power. So you don't tell anybody about this because that would demean its purpose. Really keep it for yourself. That's when this technique or virtue or whatever you want to call it is the most powerful. Experiencing a pain for someone else, and do not have the need to virtue signal it on the outside, to look for recognition or praise or whatever. Just keep it for yourself and your self-respect will skyrocket, I promise. So your self-image will change because you truly act noble and selfless, and that will make you truly confident. It will be vibrating from your deepest core and not from some superficial symptom correction on the outside, right? People can feel it. People are very intuitively gifted. So we can see when we have someone in front of us who is just in alignment and, let's say, call it complete. You will be able to turn around that negative self-talk very quickly because you start deeply respecting yourself. This will change the way how you see yourself, and it's therefore 1,000 times more effective than so much of this self-help fluff you can find online. Because this technique targets your identity level, and this is the deepest core of your human system. If you're interested in topics like this, I will link a video about The Courage to be Disliked here, a very controversial psychology book with a lot of theories you probably have never heard before. Thanks for watching and goodbye.